What's up, gents? DirtBag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. We are doing a part 2 guide of some gear that's going to be good to invest into for late game. And today we're going to talk about all about the support type champions. Support type champions are very, very good in this game. They help you carry, they can do damage, they can be very tanky. Like, there's just so much to them. So we're going to go over a whole guide on what type of gear we're going to be investing into for all of our support type champions. Now, there's a lot of them in the game. You can definitely be plucking them out and use them in different types of the game. So I'm going to go over some of my support type champions, what kind of gear they're going to be focusing on, what you're going to be looking for and saving up for those types of champions. And I guess let's get into it. So this is part 2 of a 4-part series. We're going over HP and defensive next. So if you haven't seen the attack one, go to click on the attack one, but hit subscribe if you haven't already. DirtBag Nation just hit 1,000 subs, so appreciate all the fellow DirtBags. We're giving away account takeover our Discord, so go join that. We're not sponsored by Monster, by the way. So if Monster wants to reach out, no, I'm just kidding. So Lydia, definitely one of the best champions in the entire game. She happened to be a support type champion. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of gear sets that you can be using on support type champions, and we're going to go over from top to bottom what you're going to be using and where you're going to be using them. All right. So support. What's the point of a support? A support is really there to survive, lift up your team members, res them up, heal them up, just do a lot of the game. And depending on what champion you're using is what you're going to be focusing on the best. There's a lot of opinions in the game, and there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are telling you one thing that maybe you want to try something else. Go try it. Like, you don't really know until you test it out. But these are just going to be my suggestions on what type of gear sets you should be using as a support type champion. Now, a support type champion, there's a lot of masters you could be using as well. Most of my support type champions have masters that kind of look like this. Not a lot of attack, mainly defensive and accuracy to make that that support type champion just live longer. So support type champion, support type champion, support type champion, like these 3 champions that I have, all void, very, very good in the game, all support type champions. I use them almost like literally every single day. New champion, support. She's defensive, but she should be support. Support. My Doom Tower team is basically all support champions, honestly. HP, we need some support. Support, Madame Saris, Cardinal support. So, like, again, there's so many champions that you see. Seer is a support type champion, which we're going to go over the gear sets that you need for specific types, all right? And also Senesha and Doom Priest and Mausoleum Mage. Like I said, most of my champs are support because I use them all the friggin' time. So let's start at the top again. When we're looking at artifacts, let's just go right from the top. HP, newer set, not newer, but it's an old school set where when you're new in the game, you're going to be getting a lot of it because you're doing the campaign, you're leveling up, you're doing all that stuff. It's really easy to get, but you're not really going to be using this end game, mainly beginning and middle game. But this is a good piece because how HP works in the game is the higher the HP, the AI doesn't target them first, unless like they're the only weak affinity on the team. But most of the time, if you have high HP as a support type champion, which you want them to live, they're not going to be attacked first. So this could be a good starting set for beginning and mid game players, but you're going to be eventually getting more as the clan boss drops, all that stuff. Again, most of the champions that we're using are not going to be the attack type champions. Besides Seer, Seer is a kind of fluke. But the attack, again, Seer isn't really based off attack. Her main skill is based off of enemy max HP and how many debuffs. So that kind of makes sense. So we're not really even going to be putting attack things on her, which again makes sense. So we can ignore the attack things. So support champions, most of the time you're not really going to be wanting attack gear on them. Defensive is hit or miss. So if you're doing a clan boss, you're going to want to get up to like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 defense. So if you're not getting the specific defense you need, 15% extra defense could be helpful because it is only a 2-piece set. Speed set, all day. One of the best sets you can put for a support type champion. Great example, Arbiter. Arbiter wants to go first. She's great in PvE, she's great in PvP. Her masteries, again, support type masteries, but you want her to go as fast as possible. So speed set, definitely one of the top 3 sets you're going to be saving for your support type champions. Other type champions like you might have in the beginning would be like a... where's Apothecary? Let's get out some of our champions. Apothecary, great support type champion. He's going to be wanting to go as fast as possible as well because he has a couple speed sets. Because he has a couple spells, he increases speed on your team, increases turn meter. He heals, so the more chance he gets to heal, and he attacks 3 times at random. So he's a very good champion that you want to have as fast as possible, because as he's going, he's healing more, he's boosting every team faster, he's just going constantly faster than the enemy. So support type champion definitely loves 100% speed sets. Almost always you're going to be looking for a speed set for your support type champions. Again, crit rate, not so much unless they need it. A good example of this would be Archmage, who's a support type champion. Buzz has a skill right here that attacks one enemy, also attacks all other enemies if the first hit is critical. So again, support's kind of wonky, right? You need specific gear for specific champs, but crit rate you need on this guy if you want him to land his stun. His skill is completely pointless if you don't land the stun, so I would try and get him to 100% crit rate as best as possible. So if you need that extra crit rate, like you can actually get that in the speed set, like just crit rate on the gloves. But if you need that extra set, you can go with the crit rate right here, right? So that's the only reason. So if you can't get it with the speed set, just throw an extra 12% crit rate right there, and then you should be good to go. Good thing to do that is the boots, because everybody always needs 40 speed boots. So you can just put 40 speed boots on them, HP chest piece or resistance if you really need to. And HP, like anything that really just supports it, like speed right there, HP is a really good thing for him. And then boots. So these two right there could give you an extra 15% or 12% crit rate that you need for his one skill, right? This, again, you don't need for most support champions, but Seer is kind of the only one that there might be other champs, but in my mind, Seer, because her thing is based off of enemy max HP, so as long as she has 100% crit rate, everything else is based off of crit damage and the enemy max HP. So the more crit damage she has, the harder she's going to hit. All right, and she does have attack things, but she's a support type champion. But just look at this gear. Again, savage, crit damage. She just wants as much crit damage as possible. We kind of re-geared her. We didn't need as much for what we're using her for, but I used to have her up to like 270 crit damage. And that's the reason why. We needed 100% crit rate because I changed up Bad L. Long story. So that's the only reason you would want the crit damage set on a support type champion. Accuracy 100%. Really, really good piece to put on a support champion because of a person like Madame Ceres. Madame Ceres, all she's there to really do is just do her one skill, strip the buffs, put up a decreased defense, and just have your nuker go to town. So having a 3-piece set of this, amazing, great. If you're earlier in game, do that. If you're not, use this other one, which gives you a little bit of extra speed. But look at Madame, I don't even have a ring on her. That's literally her one role in this game for now, is just to have as much accuracy as possible. She's over 600 accuracy. And this set, obviously getting that 40 accuracy on top of that on a 2-piece set, I'm just going 3 accuracy sets on her. That's kind of all I'm looking to do. So this is a very good set to have on your support type champions. This set also very good. So if you're going more towards like a PvP route, support champions love resistance. This champion right here starts with 90 resistance. I gave him 270. He has 80 from the Great Hall, so he's up to 443 resistance. And Lydia starts with her aura an extra 100 resistance on top of that. So that priest right there is up to 540 resistance just starting the match. So support champions love resistance. She actually has a chest piece that has 96 resistance right there. Great for Doom Tower, great for PvP. So this set right here, very good for PvE, more towards like end of middle, more towards late game. This set is very good for PvP. This set, again, great for Clan Boss. I still have all my support champions on my lifesteal set that's doing in Clan Boss because it just makes them survive longer. You can do Stalwart set, like a Bad L. Great example for a Stalwart set, which we'll get into. But here's a Stalwart set that if I didn't have Bad L, I'd have lifesteal, right? But he has so much healing that he doesn't need the lifesteal set. He just survives with the Stalwart set. But lifesteal set is very good for support champions. This, not so much, because again, you're not focused on damage with your support champions most of the time. 25, and you don't want them to get hit as much as like your defensive type champions. But 25% chance to put asleep. If you're looking for CC, a great example of CC champions would be Prince Kaimar, who is a support champion. Stun set's very good, but he also puts a sleep out on this skill. Strips, buffs, and sleeps. So if you want that extra chance to sleep, you can do that as well. I wouldn't recommend it. Sleep set's one of the worst sets in the entire game, so I'd probably ignore that. Like, just get rid of it if you can. This one not. I mean, notice how many pieces I have of this. This could just tell you that you don't really want to invest into this. This potentially could be good. Your support champions are surviving pretty long, but they're not really getting attacked as much because they have so much HP. But 20% chance to freeze. So if you have a support champion that might like provoke or something, I think most provokes are defensive type champions. I don't know. Let me know if there's a support champion that provokes. I think she's defensive. Yeah, she's defensive. But this could be good if they're attacking you, because again, you don't get to freeze them unless they attack you. So skip over that. This could be good because you want your support champions to res more. You want them to heal more. So this could actually be good for like a Lydia, an Arbiter, Bad Alcazar. As their HP decreases, their turn meter increases. Great for Apothecary as well. So if you wanted to really invest into this, it just makes them go faster, turn meter, as their HP decreases. So let's say you're using them for PvP and they survive the nuke. Now their turn meter is just going to skyrocket because they got hit pretty hard, and now they get to res up your entire team. So again, could be potentially good. I just haven't used it that much, only on a attack type champion. This also very good. I mean, not very good. I don't have a lot of it, but heals 15% every turn. It's a 4-piece set. I rather much just do this set down here, which gives you 15% HP. So let's just, it's a 2-piece, so let's do 2 of them. So it's 30% HP. You're sacrificing 30% HP and you heal 6% for an extra 4% heal. Math. So 2 of these, you get 30% extra HP. You heal 6% every turn for 15%. I'm sorry, it's a little bit 9%. So you get 9% extra heal, but you're losing 30% extra HP. I don't know. Do the math. Somebody let me know what you think. I do, however, would use this on a Sile. So if you get a bunch of these and you want to try it on Sile, Sile is a defensive type champion, but I kind of treat her as a support type champion. She has a passive. Heals all allies by 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn. Also plays 30%. So basically healing 10%, her, every single time she goes, she heals 10% plus 15% on top of that. Or you just do what I said and use the Immortal set, which you get more HP, heal more, yada, yada. But look at that. Resistance on a Sile, so she's at like 535 resistance. Where are we going back to? So we are at this one. So immunity set, very good. So you kind of need this for PvP if you want to use like a Cardinal team, but this would be good for Cardinal, also her. So Sky Touch Shaman, she needs the immunity set. This is a immunity set right here. She has a skill that puts a fear on herself and decrease speed every single turn. So you kind of want her to be immune for at least 2 turns, so that way she can put this up, which blocks buffs and revives. So this is kind of all she's used for, but I really just want her to have speed and immunity for that specific matchup. Again, another person, Cardinal, we want her to survive, so I need her in immunity set so she doesn't get like feared, provoked, all that stuff the first turn at least. But she does need a little bit more resistance than I have her at right now. I'm trying. So that's kind of what I'd use for Cardinal, is the immunity sets. So then down here, shield set could be good for people that have a lot of HP. I usually don't throw shield sets on unless they have 22,000 plus HP. So a great example for that is right here. He's a support champion with a shield set because he has almost 23,000 HP. So the shield set's 30% based off of their HP. So 30% of the shield of the 23,000. I mean, you're getting more HP because he starts with so much HP. If I put a shield set on somebody like a Draco, he's only starting with 15,000 HP. So your HP buffs are not going to add to his main stat as much as somebody with already a lot of HP. So I think, Mountain King I think is one of the highest in the game. But this guy right here has 27,000 HP. He's always in a shield set before I got this guy. But I basically replaced his shield set and put it on him. But he had 27,000 HP. His shield was ridiculously big because he started with so much HP. So shield set is very good for a support type champion, especially because you want them to get a lot of HP. So the more HP you get with them, the bigger the shield starts every single round. This, I think, is one of the best sets you could possibly get on a sport type champion. Most of my sport type champions are going to be looking for a relentless set. So Lydia, one of the best champions in the game, has a relentless set. Sile, very, very good in a relentless set. I don't need her right now in a relentless set. But her passive, every time she goes, she heals. So she's able to res, like any reser in a relentless set is good. But she can res, so it decreases the cooldown by 1 turn if she gets the proc relentless. She does stun on a 3-turn cooldown, so if she procs again of relentless, it goes down to a 2-turn cooldown. Every time she goes, she heals. So support type champions, great in relentless sets that have just skills that you want to go more than once. Again, Lydia, probably one of the best in a relentless set because her passive skill to block revive, it's on a 7-turn cooldown. So let's say she procs relentless 2-3 times throughout that 7-turn cooldown, and your arbiter has a 5-turn cooldown to res everybody. If she procs relentless twice, your 7-turn cooldown goes down to a 5-turn cooldown. So now you're on par with arbiter. So you get to block it again potentially the second go around and res up your team again. Like it just makes so much sense to put somebody like a Lydia into a relentless set. Another good person in relentless is Doom Priest. She kind of has the same thing as Sile, where she's in a relentless set, but she gets to heal 7.5% every time she goes. So that's 15% heals just with her going on a relentless proc. Plus she gets to remove 1 random debuff. So if she's stunned, she gets to remove that debuff, and then she gets to go again if she procs relentless, and it's just she's healing up, like she's so good right now. I use it a lot in PvE Doom Tower. So support type champion in a relentless set, just such a good combo. Mausoleum Mage, I tried, just not the best. But champions like not really there. But you get what I'm saying, right? So champions like that are great examples of you just want to go. I guess Stagnite, but he's not support, is he? Oh my God, Stagnite is. So wow, he's just one of the best champions you can get beginning, middle of the game. End game, there's a lot of champions that do what he does, but he is very, very good. I used him in a relentless set for my Faction Wars team, and it was just so freaking good. 3-turn. Decrease defense and attack, so your team gets hit less. Increase your champion's accuracy every time he goes. Slows down the people, and like it's just he's very good in a relentless set as a support type champion. Bellower support type, but he's one of those rare ones that you want him to do damage. Sometimes same with Sinesha. So she's support type champion, but you want her to do some damage if you have a blender comp or something like that. So that's a relentless, very, very good. Savage, again, same thing depending on what you need them for, but Savage could be good for like a Seer. So you want to save your Savage sets for, you want people to hit hard. Seer, Skullcrown, Sinesha, like people like that, you might want a Savage set for. But other than that, not really made for damage. Again, not really this. This is really only for Scarab King for Doom Tower. Stun set, love the stun set. Most of my support champions were in a stun set when I was going through Faction Wars because a lot of them have like AoE attacks. So these guys, the Prince Chimars I had 2 of them. They were both in a stun set, trying to go through the waves because anybody that has AoE, great with a stun set. And you're going to be building accuracy most of the time on your support type champion. So accuracy, stun, it just makes sense. Who else? again, people that have AoEs. So she supports. So Sile, one of the best in the game. She's in a stun set and accuracy set. Sinesha was in a stun set for Faction Wars. If you have single target, they're not really going to be the best for stun set, so don't really put stun set on single targets. You can put a stun set on Stag Knight. Again, he has a 3-turn AoE attack, so if you really want, and he only has 2 attacks. So if you want to put a stun set on him, you can. Defensive HP. Stun set on Belor, very, very good. All of his attacks are AoE, 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 AoE. So champions like that are great examples of stun sets, right? So stun set is a very good set for a support type champion. Poison, again, only for clan boss. If you're using like Unkillable, you're not really going to be using this a lot for endgame. Same with this. But again, this could be used for a support type champion that doesn't mind getting hit or placing a provoke as long as it's AoE. This Skull Crown, Sinesha, people that have AoE attacks, again, could be good just because you want them to get a counterattack. If they get a counterattack, they do the AoE hit on their A1. This was great for Clan Boss. Doom Tower Hard is good for Stalwart because you ignore 30 or you take 30% less damage. So I think when I was being Doom Tower 120 Dragon, I put my Sile in a Stalwart set. I put my Dreg, who's HP, but he was in a Stalwart set. Anybody that I really wanted to survive the AoE hits, I put them in a Stalwart set, so that way they didn't take as much damage when the dragon hit them with their AoE. 40% chance to reduce random skill cooldown. If you've seen the one video with, what's his name, this guy, Bad L, you put this on, and when somebody only has 2 attacks, this is kind of what it's for. So if you have somebody who has like 3, 4, 5 attacks, Stalwart set's going to be so random. But somebody who only has 2 attacks and 2 very good that just heals constantly, this one puts out poisons and heals and strips buffs. And then this Stalwart set's probably perfect for a Bad L. If you want him to just solo the dungeons for you, Reflex set, 40% chance to reduce a random skill cooldown. So basically, if he does this, 40% chance to reduce this, 40% chance to reduce it again. Like it's good. So Stalwart set, very, very good for a support type champion that has skills like Bad L. This, not so much. You don't really need attack for support type champions. This, very good. It's a 2-piece set, but just increasing your HP on support type champions. The more HP you have in dungeons, the less likely that they're going to get targeted by the AI. So you want them to survive a little bit longer. And it heals them every single turn. So you put 3 sets of this, you get, what, 45% extra HP? And you're healing 9% every single turn, plus any passives like a Doom Priest or a Sio or anything on top of that. Again, ignore this. This, not really so much unless you're doing like a Seer build. But like Seer, only she cares about is crit rate and crit damage. She doesn't care about attack. This, again, same thing. You can do this if you need more HP. This if you need more speed. This, amazing for PvP. So this is like, they don't even care about the crit damage or like anything else. They really just care about the speed and the 50% chance to proc Unkillable. So if you're running like a Duchess or a Siphi or even Arbiter, Lydia, like any of these champions that you just are so good at supporting your team in PvP, if you put this set on them, you have a chance for them to proc Unkillable. If they have a crap ton of resistance, they're not going to get it stripped, and then they just res up the entire team, and now you're dead. So 50% chance to res up your entire team after procs Unkillable is a very, very good chance for PvP. So this is probably one of the best sets in the game, one of the best broken sets in the game for support type champion, if you put it on a reser. Lydia, Arbiter, Siphi, Duchess, I don't have them, but if I did, this would be on them in the PvE or PvP aspect. This isn't bad. Kind of same concept where you want resistance, but you also want HP, defense, and a 25% chance to deflect 1 debuff onto the attacker. So another hard set to get. I only have 5 pieces. I don't even know how I got these 5 pieces, but we have 5 pieces. This is a very good set. They can use if you need an extra 2-piece set that you're like, all right, I have my 4-piece set. I just need a random 2-piece set to kind of throw in there. This is a good set that you can forge. So if you're looking for specific gear, just keep the good ones and then put it on your champions. Also very good. We already went over the Madame Ceres. But this set right here, 40 accuracy, but you get an extra 5% speed on top of that. So if you have 3 sets of this on somebody like Madame Saris, like I only need the chess piece and this, so I need a accuracy chess piece. I don't think I have it on this one. Yeah, so I don't have an accuracy chess piece, or else I would have done this set plus the shield to kind of get accuracy plus 5% more speed. So this is probably one of the best sets for a support type champion because you get the speed and accuracy at the same time. Gonna skip over this one. This also very good. So somebody like Cardinal, or we already went over this, but Touch Shaman has this set. This is a Forge set. You get this from the Scarab King, I believe, but it gives you an extra 40 resistance. So PvP, you're definitely going to need that. So when you start the match, you're already immune, and you have an extra 40% resistance on top of that, not just the immunity set. So very good set for support in PvP. This, not so much, because again, Seer doesn't need the attack rate. And this, potentially, if you have like a really tanky support champion, like a Siphi, Duchess, something like that, you could put a 2-piece set of this on them with 15% chance of block freeze debuffs, which is awesome, and then 10% chance of place freeze debuff on the attacker. Most of the time, they're going to be targeted in PvP. So if they target your support type champion, you have a chance to freeze them at the same time. So pretty good set. I need to forge more of them. I just don't know what champion I would actually put it on right now. But these down here, the jewelry, it's really whatever you need, guys. So once you gear up these top 6 pieces, it's like, all right, do I need more HP? Do I need more defense? Do I need more accuracy? Do I need more resistance? Whatever it may be. I guess a good example would be Lydia, right? Lydia, I wanted more HP, so I started getting more HP and resistance in the jewelry. So we actually got one of these from Clan vs. Clan, HP, and defense percentage. So this was a very, very good ring to throw on her, but it was HP main stat. This one, we kept the accuracy because it was a very good accuracy roll, and we got a little bit of resistance on top of that. If this was HP, I'd probably like it a little bit more. But defense and HP is great for support type champions. Again, you don't really need the crit damage unless it's like a Seer or Sanesha, something like that. But most of the time, you're going to go HP or defense on the neck piece. Then this, again, whatever you need. For her, I'm really trying to scale as much resistance as possible. So we have resistance. If it's not resistance, you probably go with accuracy. If it's not accuracy, probably go with HP or defense. Obviously, whatever you need or you're focused on is going to be this. The main thing you're looking for is really the speed, because that's the only extra thing you can get down here to increase your speed is the banner. So banners are very good to look out for. HP, defense percentage, speed. You kind of want to stay away from this flat rates. Like if it's just flat HP, flat defense. If there's no speed, I usually sell the banners almost all the time. So if I get a banner from the spider, if I'm not brand new to the game, I'm usually going to sell it if it doesn't have speed on it. So those are the accessories you're looking for your sport type champions. So guys, that's going to cut it off. Let me know what you think. Again, this is part 2 of a 4-part. We're going to do the other 2 videos very soon. So if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button so these videos actually pop up for you guys. If you guys aren't on the Discord, that's how we're giving away the free accounts that we're giving away. Also the account takeovers that we do all the time. Support the channel. We're hopefully going to be selling DirtBag swag very soon for the DirtBag Gaming hats that we're giving away. So let me know what you think. Did I miss anything? What kind of sets do you really like? My favorite in the whole game is the Relentless set. So leave a comment below. Good luck with everything. Appreciate you clicking on the video, and we will see you in another video at part 3.